Curious, slightly weary. Why do we spend our lives feeling we are constantly running out of time? We exist in an exhausting state of reaction, always rushing, frantic. The 12th century scholar Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani diagnosed this exact anxiety using a simple metaphor of rags and robes. This diagram illustrates his observation. People spend their lives frantically upgrading their worldly conditions, their rags. We compare our temporary status to others and complain when it falters, entirely because we cannot perceive the eternal robes waiting for us on the pegs of destiny. Because we cannot see the destination, we obsess over the temporary outfit. This endless cycle of earthly upgrades generates a perpetual sensation that time is slipping away. The Sheikh teaches that this haste is an external deception from Shaitan. It is a trick designed to make us mistake a spiritual market panic for our own decisiveness. True spiritual progress moves at the unhurried, deliberate pace of a river carving stone. To cure the panic, we have to stop trusting the impulse to rush. We have to pause and ask what exactly we are exhausting ourselves to serve. Our modern exhaustion stems from a hidden problem of worship. We are burning ourselves out, bowing to altars we do not even know we have. Historical idols were physical statues. The Sheikh locates modern idolatry entirely within the hidden psychological reality of our inner life. An idol is anything apart from the divine that commands our ultimate devotion. Even the desire for paradise, if pursued solely for its own sake, rather than a desire for closeness to the Creator, becomes a shape the seeker bows to. The specific people whose approval we crave can also become altars. Illustrates the digital architecture of attention built around the idol of popular acceptance. Every metric demands validation. To find your idol, look for the thing whose presence or absence makes the sole difference between feeling okay or not okay. Everyone has one, and it is almost certainly not the one you would name aloud. Until we locate and acknowledge these hidden dependencies, we remain trapped in a state of subtle, unrecognized idolatry. Dismantling these dependencies requires us to treat the inner life as a deliberate military campaign against our own ego. The inner campaign requires 5 spiritual weapons picked up before battle. First, the offensive sword of divine unity, Tawheed. Next, the defensive shield of pious restraint. Then honesty to carry you, deliberate intent to steer, and pure sincerity to actually engage the enemy. When these internal weapons strike down your hidden altars, the frantic panic of the ego dissolves. In its place, you find a state of surrendered love. Love, in this tradition, lacks the sentimental feelings we usually attach to it. It is a total absence of resistance, a state where your own preferences cease to exist separately, and your will perfectly aligns with the beloved. To understand what this final state of total surrender looks like in practice, imagine a simple balloon. Look at this simple balloon. The outer skin is our worldly identity, the ego we defend. The air inside is the divine reality. Spiritual liberation thins this skin until we realize the essence inside was never us, allowing a purified heart to emerge. History offers a breathtaking example of how someone with a truly purified heart experiences immense worldly suffering through the story of Pharaoh's wife, Asiya. When Pharaoh discovered her faith, he ordered her to be tortured with iron spikes. Yet as the agony set in, the veil of reality was lifted from her eyes. She could see angels building her eternal home in paradise, and she laughed. Her torturer called her insane because he could only see the temporary physical reality. Asiya laughed because she saw that her suffering was the final page of a story that had already ended perfectly. We often delay our own spiritual work because we think we have decades to fix our lives. But from the vantage point of eternity, 70 years is merely the gap between the high tide and the low tide. The interval is short. We have to stop reacting to the temporary world and start dismantling our hidden idols now. If we prepare our hearts today, then when the veil finally lifts for us, we too can see our true destination and laugh.